Well, what's up, guys? Welcome. This is new to me. I'm gonna be starting a little video series of really documenting the DevNotes platform that I'm building. So, to give you a little bit of background on it, DevNotes is a programming newsletter that I recently launched, and maybe like 3 months ago now. And so right now it's a newsletter. 3 times a week on average, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, it goes out to your inbox. But I want to create more community around it. And this is how I'm doing it. Not just the series, but the actual platform that I'm building. And the platform is going to be similar to like a Discord server or subreddit. So could I do this whole entire platform and build a community on one of those platforms? Of course I could. But where's the fun in that? So I figured I'm just going to code my own platform, document the journey in this series here, and see how it goes. I think it's just going to be more fun this way. Get to practice my programming chops and kind of get back into it, as I've been a little bit lacking, I would say, in the sense of, I've built some things here and there this year, but nothing that I'm able to just kind of keep on going, And this is going to be one of those things where I build the MVP, and then based on feedback of users, adjust, add features, fix bugs, issues. I don't foresee this being open source, but you never know what's going to happen in the future. So I think that's my thought on it right now. There are more details that I know are going to happen, but I still got to hash a lot of that out. I think what I'm going to do is build it with Next.js. I was thinking about hosting it on Vercel. That's obviously Vercel and Next.js are the same company, so it would make sense, right? But Vercel is going through this whole entire debacle right now, controversy, if you will. And I've seen a few different things. I don't know if I'm sure there's more than just this, but one thing was that I guess an employee, someone who worked at Vercel, had a problem with somebody else. Maybe they had similar products or something. I'm not sure, but the somebody else was hosting their stuff on Vercel. So what they did was went in and were able to find, obviously their full name, they already had that, but using that information and the app that they built information, find their contact information, their location information, and all of their what's supposed to be kind of behind or encrypted in some way, all of this private information, as just any other Vercel employee could. So a little bit of a security risk based on employees. And then there's the issue where Vercel, from what I've heard, I headline read this one, so don't quote me on this. Supposedly if you host your app on Vercel, they have licensing rights to all of your content that is within your app. That's weird. It's like, okay, why is it okay for you to just be able to use whatever content that I put on Vercel? Is that including all of the code that's on Vercel? Is that all of the content? If I were to post my YouTube videos, do they have the right to that? I don't know. But just that little bit that I read, I'm like, that's not very, doesn't make me feel good about using Vercel, to say the least. And then there's another one where Vercel will see what's popping off, particularly on their platform. Oh, this AI app for headshots. So you just post a bunch of pictures of yourself and it creates a headshot of you, professional headshot using artificial intelligence, like every other app now. But using artificial intelligence, which was a popular app on Vercel, or hosted on Vercel, not on Vercel, hosted on Vercel as a standalone thing. Vercel decided that they're going to recreate it and throw it up as a template. Oh, get started building your AI app with this AI headshot application where you can just pull the code down and launch your own like that using Next.js and Vercel and this and that. That's like marketing standpoint, I understand. But from like an ethical standpoint, and I'm not even going to say ethical standpoint, in retaining customers, like that doesn't ensue trust. Like what if something that you build and you host on Vercel pops off? Are they just going to basically rip your code and post it so anybody can build what you have? Sure, there's other variables to a successful business, but it's still slightly annoying. And the fact that instead of paying for $10 over here a month or $50 or $100, however much it costs for me to get headshots, I don't know, on the existing app, I could just whip up my own right over here and do it like that. Obviously not everyone's going to do that, but it's just, those are the issues that ensue when it comes to effectively Vercel or companies like it having access and all of the data, all of your data, all of your app's data and all of this. So I like using Vercel. I'm building another project right now that for Hostinger, that I'm going to host on Hostinger, but that's a different type of project than what I'm building here. Sure, you can host web apps over there and whatnot, but I use it for something different. I use Hostinger for like all these, whatever websites that I have. Whereas a SaaS or a platform like I plan to build, it's a little bit different. So there's a lot more to be said, which will obviously come to light in this entire series and whatnot. And there's going to be a lot of me venting like this about random stuff and talking about what I learn. But the overall idea is just kind of documenting the coding and the business aspect of this DevNotes platform, and maybe even the DevNotes newsletter. I'll let you in on the back end of that too. But as far as that is concerned, that's it for now. Let's get into coding. So I'm not sure. I'll definitely go with some sort of Next.js boilerplate, probably something simple like this. I don't know if there's anything else in this template, the Vercel template deal, pre-built solution marketplace, that fits what I need, but that's what I want to look for now. And what I was talking about earlier was this right here, the AI headshot generator. Although that's not on here by Vercel, so, but they're still allowing it on their marketplace. But also it's a free marketplace, so maybe I was misled by what I was reading. It kind of seemed like Vercel pulled it and put it on the marketplace, but that's not the case. It's just Leap AI, whatever Leap AI is, just put it on the marketplace, presumably for free. Yeah, I don't know how the marketplace works. I don't know if everything's free or not. So let's look. So what do I need? Well, let's specify Next.js, just because that's what I've been playing with a little bit lately. So, and this is why I've been playing with it a little bit lately, because I knew I wanted to build this with it. So yeah, I know I built something with Astro. I built something with Astro last year. I may build something with Astro for this other project that I'm working on. Haven't actually decided which route I'm going there, but I know Astro is really cool with some things, but I want to build this with Next.js. Okay. Don't think I care there. Probably Tailwind, but I'm not going to limit that just yet. But use case, it's like a subreddit, Discord server type deal. So I don't know exactly. I don't know. Let's just start looking. You know what I think I'm going to do? With whatever I choose, whether I just choose something real simple with Next.js boilerplate, which actually I have used something with Next.js boilerplate, but the way the pages directory was set up, this is by Vercel. Next.js is by Vercel. But I think, if I recall correctly, the information was different based on like the Next.js documentation and what Vercel built in their own boilerplate. Like with the pages directory and the app directory. I could be wrong. I have to do more research on that, but it was a bit weird. You think they'd be the standard, but maybe not. I'm not sure. What I do plan on doing though is effectively creating my own boilerplate, my own template, if you will, that has everything that I need, since I'm going to be building something else similar to this next year. Hopefully Q1 next year, Q2 next year. Obviously, I'll continue this build going, but that'll be the next project after this. After this is more streamlined, just to clarify, because this isn't just like a one and done. I'm going to build it and then just throw it by the wayside. I'm going to maintain it and maybe have some people maintain it, some other developers or developer maintain it. Well, we'll see. Go from there, or maybe I will, just so I can continue with the video series. I'm not sure yet, but I'm going to create that, and maybe I'll provide that for others who want to create something similar. But we'll see. We will see. All right, let's take a look at Next.js 13 app playground. I wonder if that's why. Maybe this isn't updated to Next.js 13. I thought it was, though. And then, so app playground, let me make this a little bigger. This could be a potential route I take, just since a lot of things are already laid out in here. It's not the application. Like, I don't think there's going to be a subreddit template here, or a Discord server here, or community platform here necessarily, but it could be something. Let me check starter kit as well, but it could be something that is like the architecture is similar. That's what I'm looking for, really. So that may be a good move to go. Yeah, allow me to just open up what these are exactly. So get started with Next.js and React in seconds. That's how I built the dev notes website. Literally just deleted everything in terms of content, and then added the embedded form right here to sign up and subscribe, and then just information. That's it. And then, you know, I added some flair. Look at that. Chef's kiss. It's silly, I know. That's what I used for that project. This is an app playground, so with App Router, that's more my speed. Tailwind, both of these are Tailwind. That's also more my speed, just because even though it appears to be messy, like there's a cleaner way to make one file, but then the other file will be messy. I mean, it's organized but messy in the same sense. I like Tailwind because it simplifies things. I think it stems from my distaste of Java header files. Yeah, it definitely meant C++ files, not Java files. C++ header files and C++ files. That's what I meant. If I could just throw all of those header files into the actual Java file, I think I would have been happier. Maybe not in a big project, but when I was starting out. So since Tailwind kind of does that in a way for CSS, I'm all for it. And then what is this? Platform Starter. Next.js template for building multi-tenant applications with custom domains using App Router, Vercel Postgres, and the Vercel Domains API. So I wonder if this one would be a good move as well. AI editor, AI-powered markdown editor for a Notion-style writing experience powered by Novel. That's pretty nifty. Let me view the demo real quick. Oh, I already did view the demo. So is this, that's not. Okay. Multi-tenants app. I don't even know necessarily what that means, do I? Multi-tenant app. Software multi-tenancy is a software architecture in which a single instance of software runs on a server and serves multiple tenants. Like an app. Systems designed in such manner are shared. A tenant is a group of users who share a common access with specific privileges to the software instance. So would that be like Discord? Multi-tenant app examples? Public, no, give me something. Use cases, software as a service, platform as a service, infrastructure as a service. Multi versus single. So single, each user receives dedicated computing, network, storage resources. Every environment is developed and managed separately. In essence, this option does not allow for any sharing. So yeah, okay, I think I understand here. So social media, in essence, would be multi-tenant because residents are separated logically, not physically, thus fewer hardware investments are needed. Actually, I don't think I'm sure about this.
The more I read, the more I get confused. So a single tenant, so like if I were to offer software as a service, the software, what would be an example there? Uh, Software as so like a video editor. Let's say it's a video editor. I'm looking at my GoPro right here. Let's say it's a video editor, web-based video editor, without any sharing. So like, obviously my instance will be different from your instance because we're working on different video editing. Would that be single tenant? That's what it sounds like to me. But they're also talking about resources here. So when it comes to the resources, but here it's like you also have separate databases, which I would also consider resources. Would you not? Storage resources. So each user receives dedicated computing, network, and storage resources. It shows as if they have that in here as well. I think these are contradicting each other. I'm not sure this is the best explanation for it. Maybe it is. I'm not sure. But maybe this is the route that I want to take. You know, it's a good way to go about this is simply asking ChatGPT, single tenant app versus multi-tenant app. And then it would probably be good if you could see what in the world we're talking about here. Single tenant app. Each customer or client gets their own separate instance of the application and often their own isolated database. Oh, isolated databases in you can't view my database. But if you were to go to Reddit and you were to like look at my profile, you'd be able to see with the things that I've posted. So the database isn't private, as if obviously I don't want you seeing the videos I'm editing on that. So I think, okay, so I guess this is a multi versus single tenant app discussion. Some people are at home. How do you not know the difference between multi and single tenant app? I don't know. It's just not a term that I think I've ever been familiar with. Either it's been predetermined elsewhere for what I've worked on, or I just built something a certain way and not knowing that I built it a certain way, right? Sometimes you know the understanding of things. Like obviously, like if you were to build a video editor, I don't want to share the things that I'm editing, like the database. I don't want to share that with everybody else. But if I'm posting on a social media, obviously I want to share that with everyone else. I just didn't know it had a name. Let's pretend that's the case. If it's not, y'all let me know. Because I'm not going to whip anything up today. I'm going to wait till tomorrow or the next day that I work on this. Which I think I'm going to work on this Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And have a video Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Or Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. It just depends on... It'll probably be Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, because that would be easier for me to get the work done. Give me a little bit extra time to get the this video out. I'm not sure. But so these are the two I'm looking for. Given what you know about the project, what do you think? Next.js 13 app Playground or Platforms Starter Kit. Both are by Vercel. This one, I don't know. I wonder if this has a year. It does not have a year stated. Presumably it's updated to Next.js 13. We can figure that out presumably when we deploy it. But over here it specifies it. Or should I do something entirely different? Maybe I do just go simple boilerplate or just start something from scratch. I don't want framework discussion unless something is like 1,000 times better for this particular use case than Next.js and Tailwind. Oh, this is CSS modules. No, it's not. It was Tailwind when I used it. Okay, that's right. I forget what I use sometimes, but anyway, I didn't really do much anyway. I'm pretty sure I used Tailwind. What do y'all think there? Let me know.
Yeah, I gotta carry this broom around because that rooster there is a little mean. That one is bigger, but not mean at all. That one, he's just trying to protect his girls. He does a real good job at that. When there's a hawk flying around, he'll generally tell them to go get cover and then flap his wings like, hey, I'm bigger than you, hawk. Come try me. We just gotta put him in his place every now and then, you know? That's not what I wanted to talk about today. What I wanted to talk about today, or not today, this little segment in the video is kind of how I'm approaching DevNotes as well. So this is obviously the DevNotes platform that I'll be building. What do I got to do? All right, I'm gonna wash that out. I'm gonna give you all water. I got to get Peach's stuff. Where was I? Oh yeah, platform, blah, blah, blah. We'll talk more about that here in a sec. The newsletter itself is, I believe, the core of DevNotes. DevNotes is the brand that I'm building. So that is the core of DevNotes. And that'll generate revenue via ads and stuff like that. What I've been doing is testing out some marketing avenues. I've been marketing, obviously, you know, I've done kind of like a couple mentions here and there on the YouTube channel. And probably about 700 of y'all have signed up, which is pretty dang impressive. I'm pretty stoked on that, I ain't gonna lie. But when it comes to marketing, oh crap. Make sure your hose is out of the pump house before you turn on the water. Oh yeah, anyway. So I've been running ads on Reddit. It's not really converting all that well. Obviously you have to test a few things out. I mean, I say it's not converting all that well once they get to the website. The website's very bare, but like what else do you want from a newsletter website? I don't want people to get distracted reading all the stories, you know what I mean? But maybe I should try out, because I have a website with the newsletter platform that I'm using that is, like, it has all of the previous stories that we've posted. Don't even make a comment about wasting water, because all of this water will sink right back through the ground, right back into my well, which is where this is being pulled from. So no water's going to waste. Anyway, I'm trying to market. I guess this serves as a marketing vessel as well. The ads are going to go, and then there's another way that I'm doing with Beehive, which is my newsletter platform. I don't know. I'm just trying to figure out different ways to go about marketing this thing. I should try Instagram. I should try Meta, Facebook rather. Meta's the holding company. I should try those, but I'm testing one by one. I don't want to run on 5 different platforms and try to manage on 5, because maybe 1 or 2, and then I see what works, see what doesn't, try to make it work better on that 1 or 2, and then once I get those working, I can move to the next. And then once I have 5 or so running, I can see which ones are working the best after I've optimized them. So whichever ones are working the best at that point, optimized, either I can have all of them continue running, or I could prioritize and double down on the ones that are working better. Like if some are working twice as, hey, that's not very, hey, relax. Well, I'd be able to double down on whatever works or just keep it going. That's all I'm trying to say. Meanwhile, these chickens are all fighting each other. In all honesty, I don't know how much y'all care about hearing about the business side of things, but that's what the series is about. Not just coding, but the business side of things. Maybe I'll double down on the coding side of things once we actually get coding, but there's a lot that's been occurring over the past few months or so that hasn't been coding that I want to try to get y'all up to speed on, you know? And that's the business side of things. That broke. And while my YouTube channel is technically a successful business, I mean, that's kind of how, that's my livelihood, it's not something that I've ever felt comfortable advertising for. I mean, it's so weird. Hey guys, come to my self-named YouTube channel. Whereas for DevNotes, it makes me a little bit more comfortable doing it that way because of that exact reason. Because I don't have it tied to my name. I could build something outside of just my name. Like, that way just feels weird to me. Because it's like you're advertising yourself. Like, it's your YouTube channel, it's your business, I understand that, but I wanted to build something that can grow beyond me and that can actually scale without me in terms of like business. Obviously, most of it is me right now. Meganot is doing a great job on his side of things. So it's not just me, it's us too. But it's something where I am not needed. It's something I can build, and if I ever want to take a step back, I can. Whereas the YouTube channel, I can't, because it's literally my name. What am I going to have some random person make channels about programming or whatever on my channel? No, it's about my experience in programming on my channel. So it just doesn't work that way. So that's one of the reasons why I wanted to build Dev Notes. It's that's the reason why I made it Dev Notes instead of put it under my own name, because I wanted to be able to scale it. I didn't want it to just be everything had to be me. So it's not like the Farce Night Programming newsletter. It's Dev Notes newsletter. I hope that makes sense. Yeah, I may end up cutting out some of that marketing talk. I don't know if y'all actually care about that stuff or not. But then again, there's only one way to find out. And I do want this to kind of just be the entire behind the scenes of just building this thing. So I don't know. I'm still trying to figure it all out. Don't judge me on the first episode. I promise I'll get better.
Something else that I want to get right is the best tools. So I know there are a handful of tools. I even made videos about like what tools, broad tools you need to be using as a developer, but AI tools that you should be using as a developer as well. But that was many months ago, towards the beginning of the year. What is the best AI code assistant there is? Probably GitHub Copilot, if I had to guess. I don't mean, oh, well, if you're worried about, being under the Microsoft umbrella, don't go with GitHub, or if there's this privacy issue over here, don't go with this other app. No, I don't. That's not what I'm asking. What is the best? Is GitHub Copilot Chat launched yet? I am not sure. So how about we take a look? See, right now I have Tab9 AI. I think I used GitHub Copilot Beta, but I wasn't really coding that much during that time. Where are we at? Where the heck is the marketplace? Extensions, GitHub? Or is it just called Copilot maybe? GitHub Copilot. Chat. So these are two separate extensions. What is this? GitHub Copilot Labs. GitHub Copilot Voice. Nope, I don't want that. I remember reading about that. Not as cool as... it's kind of cool. But not... I lied. No, it's not very cool. I think I expressed that in that video I was talking about it because the only time I'm talking when I'm coding is when I'm talking to y'all. Although I do use the voice assistant in here that I'm not going to name, and then the voice assistant by Amazon that I'm not going to name either, so I don't launch those pretty often because they're kind of convenient. However, what would be nice actually is a ChatGPT voice assistant, which is exactly what this is. Not this, but this. No, not that, but this. Interesting. Maybe if I start coding and I wish instead of just typing something out on the keyboard, I could just talk. That may come into use. Obviously, it's very useful for like disabled folks. If something happens, maybe, or even if I broke my hand, to make it easier, I could just easily, instead of trying to type with a broken hand or just with one hand, you could use voice. For that use case, beautiful. But for every day, I don't know yet. So GitHub Copilot, I am going to install in here. Okay, so they do install together. Interesting. Let me see. I have to pay for it, don't I? Don't I have to pay for it? Yeah, so what is this? So GitHub Copilot, does this include chat? Does it not? It does not include chat? Let me see. No, it should come with chat, right? Let's just assume it comes with chat. The issue is it is $10 per month for GitHub Copilot. That's worth it. Not sure I need the yearly plan just yet. If I run half a year, using it consistently, then I'll hop on the yearly plan and save $20. But sometimes it's not worth going with that yearly plan just yet. Test things out for a month or two and then say, hey, yearly plan. So before I buy it, I'm going to release this video. GitHub Copilot with GitHub Copilot Chat, your AI pair programmer. That's probably what I'm going to go with. What other extensions do I have right now? I always use WSL Ubuntu, just to clarify. This theme stuff, C++, nobody cares. That's not what I'm using. VS Code icons. A bunch of... Why do I have so much CSS stuff? That's ridiculous. Oh, not CSS. C++ stuff. That's because I was working on a particular project in VS Code for some reason, even though I have C-Line installed on my computer. Do I know why I do things? I have no idea. I mean, why is Spring Initializer Java support on here when I have Eclipse? Or not Eclipse. I use IntelliJ IDEA now. That doesn't make any sense. Whatever. So those are the two things that I know earlier in this video I said, let's get to coding. We're not going to do any coding now that I do a little bit more research into here. Not today. The next day, absolutely. But I'm thinking, what template should I go with? That's the template that I'm thinking. And then GitHub Copilot Chat, GitHub Copilot in general, again, should come with chat, pay $10 a month. Probably what I'll go with, as opposed to like a Tab 9 AI. I think the chat feature, especially with the context of the entire code base, is slept on by many. For those who don't value it, or who I mean, I know it hasn't been released for that long, but I think it's going to have a high value given the context. Instead of you, because this is what I do a lot. I'll be in a project and I'll copy my code, paste it over into ChatGPT, which I pay for that already. That's so GPT-4. I pay for that already, even though it still gives me a limit, which is kind of annoying. I paste it over there, and then it tries to do its work. Because ChatGPT is not just GPT-4, but also has OpenAI, what is it called? Codex, I think. OpenAI Codex, it's using that, which is specific for programmers. It's using that as well, but obviously this GitHub Copilot is going to be better than ChatGPT, not just for the coding aspect, but because it has that context of the code base. So I don't have to copy it over there, and they're like, I don't know what this class name means, or what this over here means, or you're talking about this, and it just starts assuming things about your code base, and you can't use it because those assumptions are incorrect. So if it has the context of the code base, we should be good. What else we got? All right, so this is some of the notes. So DevNotes platform build order, and then we're going to talk a little bit more about the platform itself. So this is kind of what I'm thinking. So the general thought about the DevNotes platform, I'm having a chicken and egg problem in regards to what I should build first. Here's what I'm thinking. I just repeat exactly what I said. So first, build the subreddit Discord style platform where users can make an account, create posts. I need to make sure like how to ensure no explicit or unrelated content is posted, and can comment, tag, and vote on posts. The reason I want to do that first, well, let me read the second thing first, actually. So part of this was going to be just like DevNotes newsletters, giving you news, like the top 3, 4, 5 stories that we find you'd find most beneficial. That's going to be in the newsletter. Okay, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. But what would be cool, and this was actually starting as an internal project between me and Meganod, who is the primary writer for the newsletter, amongst other things within DevNotes. We were going to start pulling in via RSS and API stories in programming, software development, computer science research, so like research papers, and anything that's like innovative in tech as well, because a lot of those, we want to talk about how developers can use those things as well in the newsletter. And then I say AI, so then we'd have an algorithm that posts them, but I think it would be smart to use AI to then, because it's just so simple nowadays, just, hey, AI, summarize this post. And then in the post, it will summarize it, give it a title if we don't use the actual title from where we pull it, and then link out to that post. I don't know the copyright issues with this though, which is another thing that I have to figure out. So that way, every single day there's a constant stream, as a matter of fact, of something like this. So this is computer science subreddit. So obviously that one's pinned, right? This is mod. Okay, so right here, you have a story here that's promoted. Okay, we don't have that yet. Something like that would be cool just to monetize while still allowing content to be free for y'all, because you're not going to pay to be part of the community. That doesn't make any sense. I understand some people do that, but that's not what I want to do. And then another story will be posted here, another story will be posted here. So you have a constant feed of stories like this. Some user generated, some AI generated, but clearly stated with a flair or something else, whether it is user generated or AI generated. And then it'll be also categorized into different sections. So is this broad programming? Is this computer science research? Is this web development? Or maybe tech, whatever. We'll have categories and we'll figure out categories, and y'all will be able to vote on the categories for whatever, in order, maybe that will train the AI to put appropriate categories on it instead of just having us vote for it. But we can also still vote for it just to make sure we get the AI gets it correct. There's a whole lot of moving parts here, and there's a lot going on in my head, but that's the overall idea. So there's a constant stream of stories that come through, current events, news in the programming, computer science, innovative tech space, and so like every single day there would be maybe a limited amount. I don't want 100 a day. That's kind of a bit annoying to sift through unless we do it by like popularity. So like you can view it chronologically, but then there's so much that you just wouldn't use it. You'd be overwhelmed. So maybe there's only 10 a day, or maybe you can view all of them chronologically over here, or we order them by the most popular over here. Don't know how to go about that just yet. But we're, again, going to use this internally so that we can have full access or our own constant stream, instead of looking at this site and looking at that site and looking over here and looking over there and trying to find the best stories to put on the DevNotes newsletter. And then obviously we don't use AI or anything for that. That is our own thoughts in regards to the story. Well, it's less of our thoughts and more of a summarization of the story, but in our own words, I should say. So that's why I decided. So the reason why I decided to go with this first instead of this first, even though this was the initial part, is because of this series. I want y'all to be able to get on the platform as soon as possible. So if I build this, well, then you can't make an account. You can't create posts. You can't comment, tag, and vote on posts. All it is a feed that you can view and navigate from. And that's it. Just on a website, you can't interact. And the whole point of this is to interact with it. Basically, this is just a more broad and busier version of the newsletter. The newsletter, you can link out and stuff, but you can't just straight up communicate about the topics. That's what I want to create, communication about the topics all in one place. So I want to foster the community beforehand. And then we will start adding in this. So then it'll kind of be like a Hacker News, if you will, if you want to think about it like that. So, you see Hacker News is, where are we at? It's literally just like this. You have a story. I think all of these are user generated stories, but a lot with their own intention. Like they want to promote their website or promote their project or promote this. Other people are just interested, so they want to share it with everybody else. I understand those things are going to happen regardless, but this is also similar. So subreddit, Discord channel / Hacker News-esque, but of us and our own things. And by us, I mean us. And so then foster community and take issue requests. So add flares, add profile pictures, etc. Whatever y'all think, whatever's broken, fix that. Whatever y'all think we need to add that. And I say issue requests again. I'm not saying this is not going to be open source, even though I obviously will be sharing plenty of the code out there right here. If I do decide to make it open source one day, then I decide to do that. I don't know. Maybe that's a good idea. It probably would be a good idea now that I say it out loud, but maybe it will be open source. I don't know. We'll see. and then would like to monetize it. So these three are monetization avenues. So these are a few ideas. These aren't necessarily in order. These are just a few ideas at the end of it. Subscribe for a certain amount a month for access to premium features or customization features. Like, you know how on Reddit you can like give gold and stuff like that. That's a cool thing to do, I guess. And then I don't know if that's what we do. I'm just saying. I'm also trying to figure out like, well, one of the premium features, now that I'm talking out loud, thinking out loud, I should say, because you always talk out loud. Thinking out loud. Now that I'm thinking out loud, premium features, we could utilize specialized recommendations. So if you're super interested in a certain category or certain stories, then we can have an algorithm catered specifically for you, just like, you know, YouTube is recommending you maybe this video or other videos, and we can implement something like that. Although that would be beneficial for the project at large regardless, just so people are using it more, so therefore, because they'd be getting the stories that they're interested in, so they'd be using it more, and that's just better. I don't know. I just love the idea of a subscription based model for people who want to support, who want premium features. It's a weird thing though to try to I'm doing it backwards though. Instead of saying, okay, I need to justify all of these costs by charging people to use these things, so the AI posting them with summary, that will already cost money. That's where I'm trying to get the money back. Okay. So I don't know if the subscriptions will work for that, using something with the AI and posting them. I don't know yet. Any ideas will be helpful, but I'd love to build out an API, because if we already have the stream of information all in one place, maybe you want to utilize it in your project or what have you. You could build out the API. We provide the API. You can have access to that data stream that we already have. Obviously, that'll cost money for API calls. However much you use, that's how much you pay. I love that idea. Create full documentation. That's awesome. And then something else that would be cool: ads feature just like Reddit ads. Inline. This is a huge project. And what I mean by inline is it's clearly labeled promoted. But just like this is inline. So this is an advertisement off to the side. I don't even know if if inline is the proper term, but that's what I'm using. So this is off to the side. Whereas this is just like a post rather. This is just like a post, just like everything else, clearly labeled promoted, but part of your timeline. That's what I mean by inline. So those are kind of the thoughts of the overall platform. I think that's really me going over the overall idea for the platform. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you have any other ideas or can address some of those thoughts that I'm having. It's one of the big reasons why I'm doing this video series, is because I want people's feedback, which is also why open source would be a good idea as well. Because I'm always in my head, is this good? Is this bad? I don't know. Let's release the MVP and then but instead of just releasing the MVP and getting feedback there, I can make the video series and then go to the comment section and get feedback here, even before the MVP is launched. I just love the idea. And what's cool about this is that it's not an innovative thing. So it's not like someone can come in and steal the idea from me as I'm trying to build it. Maybe they're a faster builder or they have more time than me or something like that. Because this is just a community platform. Like I said, again, I could build on Reddit or Discord or something, but I want to build it myself. And what I'd love to see is it just kind of takes its own shape, its own form over time to, just be its own thing, instead of me referring to it as a subreddit type thing or a Discord type thing or a Hacker News type thing, right? Just foster community of programmers, computer science, It's computer scientists. If you graduate computer science degree, are you a computer scientist or only if you practice and research? I don't know. Computer scientists, computer science interested people, programmers, software developers, everyone in this space are interested in this space. I know there are already communities for that, but I want to create my own. And that's what this is. So, pretty cool. Pretty cool. I'm stoked for it.
I just got to make sure I get in frame here. Good? Yeah, I think so. All right. Well, that's the end of the video, I suppose. Let me know what you think about the concept. This video series it's kind of like, it kind of reminds me of the good old days of YouTube. Back when I was doing iDev Journey, I was a computer science student outside of classes since my college didn't teach iOS development. I was learning iOS development from this course and that course and these documents and trying to build things. And this is really what I had wanted to do with my channel at the time, but my programming chops weren't what they are now. I didn't know what the heck I was doing. I mean, I still don't know what the heck I'm doing, but I have a little bit more programming skills than I did 7 years ago when I started the channel, that's for sure. So it'll be pretty cool to see kind of full circle, how we're coming full circle from iDev Journey, documenting my iOS development journey, to Dev Journey. Now, I don't know if that's what we're going to call this. Probably not, maybe so, who knows, but I don't know, it's pretty cool and I'm pretty stoked on it. So I don't know, I guess subscribe if this is the type of content that you like. I'll still have some of my more traditional type of content here and there as well, because I still like making that content, plus it'll serve as some good marketing for the series. I think this series will be the heart and soul of my channel, in all honesty. And then I think, you know, having some more evergreen content will be able to pull some more people into the channel. So I guess marketing for the series, and then we'll be able to have more people watching the series and following along with the Dev Notes build and get people into the programming computer science community. I mean, that's kind of always been the goal, just documenting my journey on this in regards to programming, my programming journey. But yeah, that's it. Oh, I didn't even finish my thought earlier. Yeah, the idea when I started the channel was to build an app, document it, so then I'd have a user base for the iOS app that I built. Here, I guess it's kind of the same thing. I'm building it in public, so that way I guess I have a user base for it when I launch it. And then y'all can help me build it along the way, whether that be via feedback or open source. Again, a lot to think about. Now I'm just rambling. I got to save some more content for the future videos. So that's it for now. Subscribe if you like it, whatever. Y'all have a good one.